Alright, Alien vs Predator on Nightmare difficulty. Let's continue with the third mission of the Marine campaign. As you can see from the skinned corpse, we'll be dealing with a Predator in this mission. But we don't actually get to fight him until mission 4. First, let's go and get my favorite weapon in the game, the sniper rifle. It's basically as powerful as the shotgun, but more precise, less risky, and the scope allows you to spot enemies even through walls in some cases. By the way, you cannot save your fellow Marine here. His death is scripted. Poor guy. This mission is relatively short and it's also easier than the previous two in my opinion. The calm before the storm, I suppose, because the next mission truly befits the term nightmare. But what I noticed in this mission in particular is that there is a large emphasis on RNG. If you play through this mission multiple times, you will notice several differences in enemy placements and even enemy types. So if it looks like I'm caught off guard here and there, well, that's basically because I was. For example, on your way to the console that you need to hack, you'll come across several eggs and sometimes two of those will hatch when you approach them. Other times they have already hatched. And sometimes there's another facehugger next to the console, and sometimes there isn't. Or there's even a xenomorph sneaking up on you. In other words, you need to expect the unexpected, so to say, and always have your guard up. The good thing about the sniper rifle scope, by the way, is that it allows you to see facehuggers inside eggs. Moreover, given that facehuggers are hard to see in the first place, it also helps you to spot them even when they are just out in the open. After you're done hacking the console, you will need to head over to a specific building. But jump off far enough to the right, otherwise you will take fall damage. After some radio messages and a ship crashing down, the door to this building will open up. Now remember the RNG factor. There might be an enemy inside, so be careful. After you unlock the gate, we have another section that is quote-unquote skippable, as I talked about in the previous part. Don't bother fighting all the incoming aliens, just make a run for the gate. It might be a little bit tricky, but it is certainly better than having to fight them all. And once you get into the next section, at best only 2 xenomorphs will follow you all the way over there. Sometimes just one or none at all. I prefer to hide inside this building and shoot the xenomorphs chasing me when they inevitably need to get through this doorway, which makes them easy to hit. Well, easy if you don't have my aiming skills, that is.
Main building up ahead. I need you to find the power node and use it to bring the servers in the control building back online.
Alright, now we need to get one of those electrical things, like in the previous mission, which can be found in the next building, just outside of this one. But be careful again, because there might be a facehugger inside, or even a xenomorph hiding in the back. Or no enemy at all. You simply can never be sure. And I don't think you should just trust the radar when it isn't picking up any signals. Better safe than sorry.
Slot the power node into the control building's generator. Take the power node to the control building. I've marked it on your HUD. Thank you, Private. The building has power. Move upstairs and bring the network online.
In the upper room, the same principle applies. There could be one or more facehuggers, but there could also be xenomorphs inside. You simply never know. Okay, so now another gate has opened up, but now there is a Predator outside that we need to avoid. In fact, I'm pretty sure that you cannot kill it at this point. Also, if you are really lucky, he can just suddenly leave and you don't have to avoid him at all. But in all likelihood, he will start shooting at you as soon as you get through the doorway. So pay close attention to the radar to see from which direction his shots will come. Also, be aware that his plasma cannon does splash damage. So even if he hits the ground beside you, you will still take damage. Now before you leave this area, make sure to get the shotgun and exchange it for the pulse rifle. Or if you are still holding on to the flamethrower for some reason, exchange it for that. At least that's what I prefer to do, because the shotgun is going to come in handy in the final section of this mission.
Don't fight it. Just run away.
Now all you need to do is just keep running, all the way past the next gate, all the way up to the closed gate that you will need to hack with a seemingly dead android in front of it. Now you may wonder why I choose to run all the way to that closed door, even though you are pretty much forced to kill all the aliens on your way towards it. Well, the reason for that is that these aliens, for some reason, have the tendency to stay at a distance and spit acid when you are in front of the locked door. Which makes them a lot easier to kill than in the midst of the jungle, where they are hard to spot, can come from any direction and are likely to get in your face rather than staying at a distance. By the way, the area is extremely uneven because of the branches and such, so make sure that you don't get stuck on your way to the locked door. Now the interesting thing about the android is that he is both hostile towards you as well as to the aliens. So in principle you could let him kill the aliens for you. But that is very risky, because at any point he can turn around and fire at you. And androids are extremely powerful. You can die like a motherfucker against them. So I prefer to just take them out and then snipe the aliens from a distance. As I said, they tend to stay at a distance as well, and their acid spit doesn't do that much damage. After this we get to the final section of this mission, and there things are getting dangerous. You need to kill several androids, and they not only hit like a truck, they take quite a few hits as well. And the counterintuitive thing about androids is that you need to shoot the legs and arms. In fact, you can literally blow their heads off and they can still function. And their torsos are heavily armored. So here the shotgun, especially the double fire, really comes in handy. And make sure to make good use of the cover. However, don't panic and get yourself stuck in a corner, because if you cannot get away, you're fucked. The good thing about androids though is that their aiming skills are even worse than mine. So if the environment allows for it, you can just strafe around them, and as long as you're doing that, they are almost guaranteed to never hit you. Alright, so that's the end of mission 3. So far so good, but things are going to get really difficult in mission 4. By the way, I forgot to include the mission results in the previous episodes, so from now on I will include them. So please leave a like and subscribe for more, and stay tuned for the next episode.